a trailer that pushes its own truck, a machine that carries a wind turbine blade over a forest, a semi with an empty driver's seat. The future everyone predicted for 2040 just showed up early, and it looks nothing like what's rolling past your window. We tracked down 20 real innovations rewriting the rules of the road, and number 1 is already making history. What if one single rail could replace every strapping system in the trucking industry? Someone actually built it, and it's quietly solving a problem truckers have battled for decades. Inside most trailers, different cargo needs different track systems, so crews waste time swapping hardware or hauling gear that doesn't fit. K-Track merges E-Track, F-fittings, and multi-purpose anchor points into a single galvanized steel rail running the trailer wall. Load furniture in the morning, machinery in the afternoon, palletized freight at night? The same rail locks it all down, spreading force evenly so cargo stays planted through hard braking and sharp turns. Decades of mismatched hardware, solved by one strip of steel, and truckers everywhere are breathing easier. The most dangerous job on a dump truck isn't driving it, it's covering the load. This machine just made that job vanish. Italy's Marcolin covering system turns tarping, one of the most annoying, dangerous jobs in hauling, into a few seconds of quiet mechanical motion. Electric or mechanical arms sweep the tarpaulin across open-top tippers, containers, and farm trailers, sealing the load without anyone climbing the bodywork. Versions like the MCA and S.CUe are tuned for quarries, waste sites, and harvest fields, with folding geometry that slashes tarp wear over thousands of cycles. Sealed loads also slice through wind drag on the highway, quietly trimming fuel burn mile after mile, load after load. A chore that once risked lives now takes one press of a button. That's the kind of fixed drivers celebrate. Somewhere in Britain right now, a single driver is lifting 26 tons and never leaving the seat. Harsh pairs its HH26 hook loader with a heavy-duty Renault chassis, creating a truck that swaps massive containers the way you'd swap a backpack. The secret sits in its low-profile Z-frame, a folded steel arm geometry that keeps the center of gravity down while the hook reaches back, snags a loaded skip, and drags it aboard in one smooth pull. Hydraulic cam locks clamp the container tight, and steep tipping angles dump sticky waste that lesser systems leave stuck inside. What used to demand a full crane crew now rides on one truck and one operator. Pure engineering efficiency delivered. Watch closely, because this steel arm is about to thread a 14-ton container between two parked cars. PALFINGER's ST14 skiploader is city logistics distilled into hydraulics. Its asymmetric telescopic arms extend independently, which means the truck can grab containers sitting crooked, offset, or wedged into hopeless corners, without shuffling the truck back and forth even once. The operator often isn't even in the cab. A radio remote lets them stand exactly where visibility is best, guiding the lift with fingertip precision. Mounted on 18 to 21-ton trucks, it loads, tips, and sets down in tight cycle times that keep urban construction moving. Tight streets, misaligned skips, impossible angles, every headache of city hauling answered by one brilliant arm. A locomotive weighing as much as 40 elephants just rolled onto a highway, legally. The FGM 38 low loader carries railway giants excavators and machines so tall they'd never clear a bridge by dropping its deck almost to the asphalt. That ultra-low platform keeps towering cargo inside legal height limits, turning impossible transports into routine Tuesday jobs. Hydraulic ramps fold down for machines to crawl aboard under their own power, while steered axles walk the multi-axle giant around corners that should be far too tight. Telescopic extensions stretch the deck for longer loads, and hydraulic winches drag aboard anything that can't drive itself. The machines everyone said were too big to move now travel like everyday cargo. Problem crushed. Every tire on the truck is talking, and this system is listening. Continental's ContiConnect Pro puts sensors inside each tire, streaming live pressure and temperature data to fleet managers hundreds of miles away. Why does that matter? Because tire failures are among the top causes of truck breakdowns, and almost every blowout announces itself first. A slow leak here, a heat spike there, signals invisible to any driver's walk. Around check. ContiConnect flags the exact wheel position long before trouble strikes. Fleets running it report fewer roadside calls, longer tire life, and better fuel economy from perfectly pressurized rubber. Blowouts that once stranded drivers on highway shoulders now get caught days in advance, crisis over before it starts. 100,000 pounds of rock gone in seconds, and the trailer barely tilts. Side Dump Industries built its trailers around the simple, brilliant inversion. Instead of tipping backward like a traditional dump, twin hydraulic cylinders roll the entire tub to the side. The physics payoff is huge. The load stays low, the center of gravity barely rises, and tipping danger on soft or sloped ground almost vanishes. Crews can even dump while creeping forward, laying a continuous windrow of material along a roadbed. High-strength steel tubs shrug off broken concrete, boulders, and demolition debris. The rollover fear that haunted dump operators for generations finally has an answer, and it came from thinking sideways. The coldest cargo on the road just went completely silent, and entire cities are opening their gates because of it. Refrigerated trailers have always carried a hidden flaw, while the box stays frozen. A diesel-powered cooling unit rattles away up front, burning fuel even when the truck is parked. Schmitz Cargobull's S.CUe replaces that entirely with battery power. 100% cooling output, zero emissions, built by Europe's largest trailer manufacturer specifically for inner-city delivery. It also runs dramatically quieter, and that changes everything for night deliveries. Cities with noise ordinances that once locked refrigerated trucks out until morning suddenly open up. Groceries and pharmaceuticals can roll in overnight without waking a single resident. Frozen goods delivered before sunrise, clean air above the street, neighborhoods still fast asleep. Everybody wins at once, and that's genuinely rare in trucking. Every time this truck brakes, it makes ice. Sound impossible? The road itself is the power source. Thermo King's AxlePower replaces a standard trailer axle with an energy harvesting one. Under braking or coasting downhill, the spinning axle drives a generator, capturing energy that would have vanished as brake heat, and banking it in a battery that runs the advancer cooling unit. The result is refrigeration with no diesel burned and no emissions produced, recharged continuously by ordinary driving. Thermo King calls it powered by the road, and that's exactly what's happening. Thousands of small braking moments harvested and converted into cold air. For fleets hauling food and medicine across Europe under tightening emission rules, it turns every delivery route into its own power plant. Energy that vanished as brake heat for 100 years now keeps food fresh, waste turned into pure win. The hardest driving test on Earth, reversing a full semi onto a trailer. Rye and software just aced it. ZF's ADOPT platform coordinates the steering, chassis, and brakes as one, while an orchestration layer called Scalar directs traffic like a chess master, deciding which truck moves where and when. Cameras and sensors track every centimeter as the vehicle glides backward, aligns, and couples without a human touching the wheel. Yard work is slow, repetitive, and full of low-speed collisions, exactly the environment automation devours. Freight hubs running the system move trailers faster with fewer dings, fewer insurance claims, and fewer exhausted drivers burning their hours on dock duty instead of the open road. Slow, stressful, collision-prone yard work now runs itself. A fix depots have wanted for decades, finally delivered. For 70 years, hitching a trailer meant grease, guesswork, and crushed fingers. Japan decided enough was enough. UD Trucks answered with machinery that handles nearly all of it. Their system uses sensors and automated alignment to guide the tractor into the perfect position. Then intelligent coupling mechanisms complete the connection with minimal effort from the driver, who stays clean, safe, and mostly in the cab. At busy logistics hubs, where trucks swap trailers dozens of times a day, minutes saved per coupling stack into hours of recovered capacity. And the injuries that come from slipping between truck and trailer simply stop happening. Paired with UD's automated transmission and digital cockpit, the oldest, dirtiest ritual in trucking is finally automated, and drivers couldn't be happier to lose it. This truck caught a driver drifting out of his lane at 2 a.m. and corrected before he even realized. The Isuzu GIGA, sold internationally as the CNE series, is a heavy-duty flagship wrapped around a digital brain. Its cockpit continuously watches the road, adaptive cruise holds a safe gap in flowing traffic. lane departure warning catches drift before it becomes danger, and pre-crash braking stands ready to intervene when human reaction time isn't enough. Those systems matter most on the long overnight hauls where fatigue quietly kills, which is exactly the route this truck was born for. Under the aerodynamic cab, powerful diesel engines pair with advanced transmissions tuned for maximum weight loads, while the sculpted body slips through air that brick-shaped rivals fight. Fatigue, the silent danger of every long haul, now has a guardian watching around the clock. That's peace of mind on 18 wheels. The truck up front is an ordinary diesel, so why is it using 40% less fuel? The secret is riding behind it. Krone's eMega liner hides an electric drive axle and battery pack inside what looks like a standard curtain-side trailer, and when the truck pulls away, the trailer pushes. That assist slashes the tractor's workload, cutting CO2 emissions by 20 to 40%. And here's the genius part, it works with any tractor a fleet already owns. Hitch a standard diesel to this trailer and it instantly becomes a hybrid. An axle generator recovers energy during braking to recharge the battery, keeping the system effective on long routes beyond 500 kilometers. For fleet owners staring down emission deadlines with millions invested in diesel tractors, the eMega liner offers a stunning answer: decarbonize the trailer, keep the truck. It's the shortcut everyone wanted, and one company actually delivered. 780 horsepower, the most powerful production truck engine Europe has ever offered. Volvo's FH16 7W exists for the jobs that break lesser machines, timber trains in northern Sweden, mining rigs grossing well past 100 tons, mountain grades that turn weaker engines into boat anchors. Its 17-liter straight six delivers crushing torque low in the rev range, so the truck holds highway speed up climbs where competitors drop gear after gear. But raw muscle is only half the story. The FH16 wraps that power in Volvo's flagship safety suite and a cab so refined it feels closer to a luxury car than a work machine, because drivers hauling extreme loads for 12-hour shifts need calm, not chaos. The loads that defeat every other truck finally met their match, and it answers with Scandinavian calm. Diesel's last argument against electric trucks just collapsed. 500 kilometers at full freight weight, and Mercedes is only getting started. That range comes on a single charge, hauling full long-distance freight with megawatt charging on the horizon to refill those batteries during a driver's legally required break. Do the math, and something remarkable emerges. With charging during rest stops, this truck can cover well over 1,000 kilometers in a working day, territory that was supposed to belong to diesel forever. The battery chemistry is the quiet masterstroke. Lithium iron phosphate cells built for over 1 million kilometers of use, chosen for longevity and stability rather than headline numbers. Wrapped around it all is the Pro cabin, an aerodynamic redesign so slippery it stretches every kilowatt-hour further down the Autobahn. Electric trucks were supposed to be city shuttles, short-haul compromises, fleet photo props. The eActros 600 is none of those things. Long-haul electric trucking was called a fantasy for years. It's rolling off production lines today, promise kept. 16 driven wheels, 8 axles, 1 truck. The TATRA PHOENIX 16x17x16 exists because one Czech company decided every terrain on Earth must surrender. At its core runs TATRA's legendary backbone chassis, a rigid central tube carrying swinging half axles, each wheel rising and falling independently like fingers gripping the ground. Where conventional trucks see their frames twist and their wheels lift over rough terrain, the PHOENIX flows across it, all 16 contact patches clawing for traction through mud, rock fields, and construction. Multi-axle steering makes this giant absurdly nimble, threading work sites that should trap anything half its size. And that's the point. It exists to carry cranes, drilling rigs, and aerial platforms into places where roads simply end. Watching 8 axles articulate over broken ground, each wheel finding its own path while the deck above stays level, is one of the most hypnotic sights in engineering. A century of Czech off-road obsession, distilled into a machine that treats impossible ground like a paved road. Mastery you can watch. The staircase to the driver's cab has 13 steps because this truck is the size of a building. Liebherr's T264 is an ultra-class mining truck that hauls around 240 tons of rock in a single load, the weight of a fully loaded passenger jet, scooped up and driven off like it's nothing. Powering a machine this size takes more than an engine, it takes a power station. A colossal diesel spins a generator, feeding electric motors buried in the rear wheels. Diesel-electric drive, the same architecture as a locomotive, delivering smooth, precise control over thousands of horsepower. On the downhill run, those wheel motors flip into dynamic braking, holding the loaded giant steady on grades that would incinerate conventional brakes. From a cab perched 2 stories up, drivers steer this steel fortress through mine circuits day and night, load after load. Mountains move one giant bite at a time, and this rolling colossus is exactly how engineering at a scale that humbles you. The safest driver on the highway tonight might not have a single heartbeat. An AI is holding the wheel, and it's outperforming humans. PlusAI SuperDrive is an AI-based autonomous driving system built to pilot real semi-trucks on real highways, and its architecture reads like science fiction made practical. 3 layers work in concert: a reasoning layer powered by a vision language model that understands the road the way a human does, interpreting unusual scenes rather than just detecting objects; a reflex layer running an end-to-end transformer that handles perception and motion prediction in real time; and beneath it all, a guardrails layer standing watch over every decision the system makes. Triple redundancy, because at 80,000 pounds there are no small mistakes. Cameras, radar, and AI fuse into a driver that never gets drowsy, never checks a phone, never has a bad night's sleep, attacking the fatigue problem behind so many highway tragedies. Global manufacturers are already partnering to bring this system into production trucks. Drowsy driving, the deadliest flaw in trucking, finally meets a driver that never tires, and the industry will never look back. A wind turbine blade is longer than a football field, and someone has to get it up a mountain. That someone is the Cometto BladeMAX1000, one of the most jaw-dropping transport machines on Earth. The blade clamps into a massive hydraulic lifting system that can tilt it skyward at steep angles, and suddenly the impossible becomes a procedure. The blade rises above the tree line, clears hairpin switchbacks, and sails over obstacles while the carrier crawls beneath it on dozens of electronically steered wheels. Every wheel angle and every degree of tilt is computer coordinated, distributing enormous weight to keep the whole assembly balanced on narrow mountain roads, even as wind pushes against the blade acting like the world's largest sail. Watching one operate looks like a special effect, a colossal white wing floating through a forest, threading turns no ordinary transport could dream of. Every wind farm crowning a mountain ridge exists because this machine made the impossible climb. Clean energy, hand-delivered. 82,000 pounds, highway speed in 20 seconds, total silence. The moment trucking changed forever. The Tesla Semi takes everything trucking has ever known and rewrites it in electricity. Around 500 miles of range on a single charge means it covers the overwhelming majority of freight routes without stopping. 3 independent motors on the rear axle deliver instant torque that no diesel can match, letting a maximum weight rig accelerate upgrades at speeds that leave conventional trucks fading in the mirrors. Then there's the cab. The driver sits in the center, fighter jet style, with sweeping visibility and touchscreens replacing the button-cluttered dashboards of the past. Regenerative braking recovers energy on every descent, feeding it straight back into the battery. Major fleets, including PepsiCo, already run semis in daily service. This isn't a concept on a stage. 100 years of diesel just met its successor, and it's already earning its keep on real roads today. The future didn't wait. 20 machines, and only one can be your favorite. Good luck choosing. Drop your winner in the comments. Tap like if a truck just amazed you, and subscribe because the next incredible build is always around the corner. Until then, drive safely.